Carthaga used to be called Birsa, then Tir. The map means Carta means grad, and in Tir and also in Sidon. Carta generally means city. Let's clarify this a bit. Speculations about the origin and meaning of the name of the city of Sura, that is Sara, were widespread among the medieval writers. The assumption that a city could be named after a fish is ridiculous. The replacement of the initial letter Sima in a name of Serbian origin with letter Tau, or simple omission of that initial letter in Greek is known and proven. No code. The question of the manner of writing name of the city of Sur is not resolved by Jews, so it is somewhere like Sor, somewhere like Tzor. It is very important that the Romans called Carthaginians Peonis, originating from the city of Sara. It is literally the same as Peoni on a Helm Peninsula, which is the same as the name Peloni. The name of the city Karta, or Kar, is actually well-known Serbian Var. Karta and Harta are Varta. Carthagina is Vartagina. They are, after all, full of only one renamed name of Pelon, who as people were a mixture. As part of the Pelag, two special seas bore the Serbian name, and those are the Corinth-Tyrrhenian Sea, from whom we have already spoken, and a sea between Attica and Crete. Thus Diodorus says, Liburians sail across the Sardon and Libyan seas on poorly equipped ships, exposing themselves to great dangers. Diodorus also has the Tyrrhenian Sea, Sardon, and he calls the part of Pelasgia toward Africa the Libyan Sea. Africa is called Libya in Greek. Herodotus and Diodorus agree on the name of the modern Tyrrhenian Sea, the Serbian Sea. The second Serbian Sea was from Attica to Crete, since when the memory in the name of Sardonic Gulf remained alive. It was said that the memory of Minos' tyranny over the Sardon Sea remained very vivid in Athens. This name is also written as Sardonic Sea or the Gulf. The names of the cities in ancient Crete tell a special story. The town of Gornia is upper on a hill. Satra reminds of the Serbian tribe Satri mentioned by Herodot. Artaga reminds of the Serbian tribe Artaka in Mesia near Helm, where the region of Artekis existed. The name of the city of Misrun is certainly related to Egypt. The city of Batan is reminiscent of Baton or Bato, a very common name among the Illyrians. The city of Galoch has a name similar to the name of river Galos in Phrygia. There is also Stabaya, whose name reminds us of the town Stobi in Macedonia, and Taza reminds us of the name Tazo Island. The names of the cities in Cyprus, which are mentioned in Egyptian records, have remained unclear. The Egyptians did not write vowels, but only consonants. Srmsk, Sr, and Rtr. Some have tried to read this as Salamis, Soli, and Idalion. Such reading of these names is not possible. One city in Cyprus was called Kartichadast, which the Greeks call Neaphafos. Cretan society consisted mostly of sailors and merchants. According to Aristotle, they are in Crete slaves, had the same rights as the others, except to attend grammar schools and carry weapons. The famous Cretan legislator was called Radamant. The Laconians made their laws in an image of the Cretans. The Cretans had two types of peasants, one mentioned as a body and other as a stone. The former cultivated land owned by others and paid contractual obligations, while the latter cultivated municipal land, that is, common land, and pay interest. The 10th system of measures was used in Crete. They used flax rope to measure the length, so the Greeks named it merintos. The unit of wall was a talent, which represented a certain weight in gold. Belief in Crete was generally Serbian, led by the gods Div, Bak, Serbon, and the Great Mother, the representative of the country, Rheasa, Earth, or Gaius. There was a saying in Rome, Ubite divus ego Gaia. Where are you, divus? I am Gaia. In this chapter we include a Serbian landing in the British Isles. One of the Aeneas' great-grandchildren and grandson, Ascanov, the so-called Brutus Trojan, arrived with large fleet from the Pelag to Albion and landed there. According to Waddell, the British and the Briton got their name from this Brutus. Brutus and his party came from the river Thames and built a city there called New Troy, which was later referred to as the Trinoventum. The leader of the British in a war with the Romans in the name of Julius was named Lud. He built new walls around the city of New Troy and gave it name Tsar Lud, and then this city was called Luddun, and finally then London. Milton said London, O city founded by Dardanian hands. Bohardius says that the inhabitants of the British Isles are called Sirvali by Jews and Arabs and Siluri by Romans, and later Sorligi. The Sirvals are Sirbals, that is the Serbs. Waddell says of the Picts that they are Vans, which is the same name as the largest river in Epirus Tiamis. What Waddell did not notice is that there are river Tamish and Tamnava in Serbia. The names come from Serbian deity water. Tamir and Tamira were the deities of the ocean, sea, and river. Their names are also found as Tamar and Tamara and Tamuz and Tamiza. Tamir is primarily the god of great seas and oceans, while Tamira left its name in a large number of rivers. Venerabilis Beda says that Albion had 5 famous people: English, British, Scots, Picts, and Latins. Previously there were only Britons who came from Rodania. The Picts are originally from Scythia. Serbica, northwestern part of India. Serbica includes Aryans in India and its western neighborhood. In ancient times, these areas under the Aryans were covered under one name, Serbica, which has come down to us in form of Serica. It is probable that this name appeared immediately after Nino's campaign and the first Aryan conquest of the northwestern part of India. In order to distinguish these areas occupied by Serbian tribes from the surrounding countries, they were named after the people who occupied them. Ammian Markelin says that Serica was one of the 20 great satrapies in the Persian Empire. By great satrapy, Markelin means Karania because the Persian Empire had 20 Karanias and each Karania consisted of several satrapies. This proves to us that Serbia occupied a large space in that time, since it itself composed of one Karania. Ammians lists the 10 tribes of Serica and mentions its 4 larger cities, namely Asmira, Ecedon, Asparta, and Sera Metropolis. It surprises us that in Ammian's Seric does not include all Aryans in the far Aryan East, as he says in the same place that north of Sera lives Aryans exposed to the northern wind Borea. The navigable river Arias flows through their land and it forms a lake of the same name. This lake is today called Aral Sea, and the river Amudaria. That river is mentioned by Greek writers as Oxus.